Hello everybody and welcome to this evening's Evesports EGL One 2020 main event. We have a scintillating game on our hands tonight. It is going to be Energy Esports versus Exdee Gaming. Both of these teams with some impressive firepower behind them, more so Energy than Exdee, and I'm really looking forward to see the new additions in action from Energy's perspective. We're going to be seeing both Flexi and Wipeout featuring for the first time in this event for the team. I'm joined by Wookie Triple XL. My name's Hayes. And I'm super keen for this game. Wookie, how you feeling, my guy?
Yeah, alive, which is good.
Okay.
At this point in time, which is and self, Mr. Hayes.
Oh, no, I'm all good, man. I'm really excited by this. Like I said, been a long-time fan of Flexi, and he hasn't really been in a team for a couple of months now in local Counter-Strike. So I'm really keen to see him transitioning back into the top-tier CS in South Africa and seeing what sort of an impact he's going to have in this team. I think he's had a very interesting career path so far, but I don't want to dive in that too much yet because I've got a lot of interesting things we can talk about Flexi, a lot of interesting storylines and talking points. But let's just chat a little bit about the Esports EGL One 2020 main event. We're here sponsored by Intel, hosted by Evesports, and it is a main event that's literally being hosted over a 7-week duration period. Normally, these events we see congested and played in a 1 weekend span. You know, you just have 25 matches that get played out or 20 matches that get played out. You only get to stream 5 or 6 of them, and a whole lot of the action goes undocumented and unviewed, and a whole lot of entertainment essentially goes to waste. So now what Evesports have done is they've extended this double elimination bracket over 7 weeks so we can catch as much of the action as we possibly can. So we're here now. I think we're in the is it the 2nd week or the 3rd week, Reese? We're in the 2nd week, is it? Or whatever. We're in one of the weeks. We're in the early stages still. But the point is, Point is, it's still early days in the competition, and there's a lot more action to come. We've got streams every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 in the evening, and we also have a number of giveaways we're going to be facilitating over the weeks to come as well. Tonight, we have a 250 Rand Steam voucher along with a Neo Eve Tech backpack we're going to be giving away throughout the course of the stream as well, so just make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll let you know how you can be entering those giveaways as the stream goes on. Reese, now we can talk a little bit more about the game. Exdee versus Exdee, what are your thoughts?
Well, if I might just take some liberties, I'm going to take a step back to what you were saying earlier, just so that everybody's sort of duly informed about how much we are actually able to stream because of this.
Yes.
We're basically getting 23 of 33 games played, so of the main event. So there's going to be basically 10 games that won't be streamed, which is basically a 60% of all of the games that will have happened will be on stream. Which we're quite obviously proud about. Also, from this week going forward, we are going to be releasing some highlight packs of the best BO3 of the week. So the guys will have extra content around their plays and stuff. Like you said, we've got the on-stream giveaways, which we've started doing as well. And then we'll have double giveaways on the finals weekend. So and perhaps another giveaway on the finals weekend. I'm trying to wingle and wangle and make a little something nice, a little something happen for the supporters and peeps that are coming out to join us on stream, just to say thank you guys for all the support. And then back to the game. Now
you're being a person for the people, Reese. We love to see it, trying to get as much as you possibly can to give away. And there could be some potentially big things on the horizon, but that's in the weeks to come. We still find ourselves fairly early in this competition. So, Exdee versus Exdee. Quite a one-sided game here. I think it's safe to say we've got Exdee, who's widely considered as the third best team in South Africa after ATK and Goliath Gaming. They've recently made some changes as well. They replaced both Tianqi and Lichlord with Wipeout and Flexi, bringing, sort of replacing two of their weaker players from a fragging department. They did contribute a lot to the structure in the team, but maybe they were lacking a little bit more in the fragging, and Exdee was slightly imbalanced. I would say they didn't really have enough fragging to sort of complement the structure that they had. And you could see that sort of reached their skill ceiling. They weren't really ever able to crack the code against Goliath or ATK, sort of consistently losing to them. They were beating everybody else, but that's not what they were content with. They wanted to be contending for that #1 spot. So now they've made changes to try and increase the firepower in the team, and it's pretty much undoubted that that's exactly what they've achieved by bringing both Flexi and Wipeout into the fore. Both of these players very well known for their presence that they have in the fragging department on the server. The one question I do have now, though, is when you cut both Lichlord and Tianqi, you remove a large part of the structure in that team. Who's going to be picking up the slack here for Exdee? Who's going to be, doing the dirty jobs, as we like to say, the players out of the spotlight, setting everybody up? Because you've got four players who are used to being the star players in Destroyed, Mango, Flexi, and Wipeout, and Panda's the AWP, so he's slightly limited for options as well. I'm really keen to see how that balance and that dynamic's actually going to be playing out in the weeks to come.
100%. I think the answer to your question was basically what we had discussed earlier. We're probably going to see P&D and Destroyed taking more of a supporting role in this. I think it's expected that Destroyed and Mango are probably going to be a duo on sites on the CT side at minimum. They'll probably have really good synergy from being siblings, growing up together and that sort of stuff. We've seen this work well in the past with a little team called DC that may have been together as a unit for like 8 years from when Instant came in to the end of their run was 8 years as a squad. So brotherly duos have worked wonders in the scene previously, and I think
Sent and Andreas, another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely rather.
Yeah, actually, the same person, Sent and Andreas. But exactly, more fuel to the fire, right? Like it's exactly I think that's what people wanted to see as well. So it's like you say, it's kind of exciting to have this new lineup with all this massive firepower. Wipeout, I think it's his best placement in any team. I actually fielded him in an academy team for White Rabbit in like 2017. So it's going to be cool to have seen him keep grinding and upskilling. But I think we're getting ready here for the game. It seems like the match is live.
Yeah, we should be jumping into things momentarily here on Inferno, which is indeed Energy's map pick. The next map we'll be heading to is Mirage. And after that, Dust 2 if we do go the distance. So a bit of a contrast in the map pool we're used to seeing out of Energy. Normally, Dust 2 and Vertigo barely featured at all from their perspective. We see both of those pools featuring both of these maps featuring this evening. And Exdee, they find themselves in some comfortable ground. We haven't really had much time to talk about Exdee, so I'll try and get a few more words in on them when we find some lulls in the action. But the sort of narrative is that they're playing out this event and they don't really have a concrete roster here after everybody's just, last swan song coming together. But these individuals are very capable, and Exdee are just very well known for always having these crazy upsets and always just sort of being a dark horse in every competition that they take part in. And they're going to have a job to do right now on the safe bomb side as Energy are lining themselves up to execute. Smoke comes through to block off Modo, and now they're going to be following 3-4 players grouped up in the apartments here. PND with the util raining in from middle as well. The flashbang doesn't blind up DJ Dave, but that bullet certainly will do enough to take him down. Now it's Destroyed looking to trade out TJ, but he's being very evasive and elusive as he picks up 2 clean headshots before he goes down. And leaves his teammates in a fairly decent position, all things considered. 3 versus 3 retake on the cards here. There's a kit for Rusty as well, the HE grenade on Mulkey. So the pieces are on the board right now for Exdee to make this retake happen. Mulkey spots out one of the players towards Pits as well. That's going to be Wipeout, receiving a large chunk of damage from the nade. But he just needs to stay alive right now, not really take any fights, and allow his teammates on the bomb side to take these fights and find the kills. And that's exactly what's transpired. Eventually, he can chime in with one of his own as he takes down Creation. And that is round number 1 going the way of Energy.
Yeah, pretty uniform stuff from them. I think when the first bit of util came out, there should have been a couple more rotates. There we go, from Exdee. Because then it's almost obvious that they're going to go there just because of the util expenditure, especially when the flashes came out. Then it was like, okay, this is what's happening over here. But round 2, Rusty eats a nade absolutely in the chop. So good bit of damage, util damage coming out from Energy there. As you said, though, there are some capable guys on the Exdee team. Creation, TJ, Beast, Mulkeys, Rusty G. I think TJ, Rusty, and Creation are the 3 standouts from my end. But look at this huge push. PND just absolutely W-keying through there. There is a man in CT. He could upset the balance here, but no, he's going to miss. And PND is going to take him down as well, even though he's on such low HP. 7 left on his part, but he does get taken out, and Mango will trade him. And now this should be more or less a formality. Rusty is coming in from the bottom. And Mr. Cut, as it is on our screens, hopefully Flexi on yours does take him down.
Yeah, stats padded there for PND as he just charges through, as you say, holding the W key down, and he finds himself a couple kills as a result of it.
One round for sure, man. And I actually like the Galil on round 2. It's got that one shot potential. It's not too expensive. 35 rounds is always nice for a spray down. If there is a push, then you've got a couple extra bullets in the mag, which is never gonna hurt. But yeah, this team from Exdee, there is some really good experience on this team, but I like we were saying, I really feel like it's just gonna be an aim fest coming in from Energy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there kind of flexing their aim brains here.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what sort of a playstyle we're going to be seeing coming out of this Energy team in the months to come, right? Because they've only recently made these changes, so it's going to take a while for them to identify what sort of an image and playstyle they want to be having as a team and as a unit. So I'm keen to see. We'll probably be seeing more of a Puggy style in this game and in the weeks to come. But once they've had a bit more time at their disposal, then perhaps we might see some more structure coming into their approach. Right now, should be fairly easy pickings for them, just up against the eco run from Exdee. Exdee had a bit of extra residual cash to invest in some upgraded weapons, like a scout and some pistols, but that hasn't yielded too much this round.
I'm still loving these maneuvers here by PND going through Arch. This like the second time he's gone through there, gets so much info, cuts off rotates. Like it's just so good. Like the way that he is sort of identified already a weak spot in Exdee. Did it once and he was like, okay, let's see if the setup is the same. And then it is, and it's just through. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Brutal, but double AWP setup coming out from Exdee now. 2 big green guns, Matt.
Yeah, it's a big investment coming through from Exdee. No surprise considering we did see them opt for the double save, and one of those orbs is towards the top of Banana. That's Creation finding the pick on Wipeout, and he wants to see if he can find something else here. PND looking to try charge him down with the MP5, but he runs into the support. That is Malkies, but still the frag does come through regardless as the trade is on the table, but Creation goes one step further. Getting the damage done with the AWP in this round. He's found himself a third kill. Energy going to continue to persist here, mollying him out of position, and Destroy takes his head clean off there after he forces him out. Also spotted out Rusty, so Energy have been able to engineer themselves away into the bomb site chair and secure a plant at the bare minimum. Another molly on Destroyed, so they do have a little bit more extra crowd control to work with here. He's going to be using that molly towards Church just to buy some extra time. What sort of a post plant do we see them set up? What sort of a crossfire are they going to be employing here? Destroyed still hovering around the coffins, but it's going to be Flexi who takes down DJ Dave, but Destroyed, he can't get anything done, and that leaves Flexi stuck in a very challenging situation. He goes down to TJ. First round on the board for Exdee, courtesy of a successful retake, and they're also going to be able to maintain their double AWPs as well, so that's going to bode really well for their economy.
Well, even so, right, like look at Mango, 10k. They didn't invest that much because a lot of them were still carrying their SMGs from round 2. So they've got full investment here and 5k, 3k, nearly another 3k on Destroyed. Whereas XT is kind of flat. Yes, they keep the AWPs, which is 10k worth of utility, as it were. Yeah, but an MP9 on Malkies is probably less than ideal for what they would want. But it's okay right now. If they lose this round, though, that's going to be catastrophic.
Yeah, absolutely. Energy, they still have enough money to buy up in the next, even if they do lose this round. So they've got a little bit of a buffer behind them right now. And look at this approach coming through from Energy. They're flashing themselves through the smoke, and they're catching Rusty retreating, trying to get back to safety. Very aggressive from Destroyed. They're pushing through the smoke, but it works out. And there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock here for Energy to play with. I mean, they don't have to make any commitments here off the bat. But look at what they're doing. They've already got the player who's PND posted in library. He's cutting off any rotations. They know there can only be 2 players on the same bomb site right now from Exdee's perspective. So that's exactly where they're posturing themselves. They're leaning towards the safe side. They're grouping up, and all 3 players are starting to make their way forward. They're just looking to trade successfully. In fact, it doesn't even really matter that much. It's just Panda. He takes the initiative on his own shoulders, and he finds the double kill. And that opens up the round entirely for Energy. So great work by him. He's had a lot of impact in this round himself and Destroyed, who found that opening pick.
I think these guys need to be careful, though, because they're going to be jamming here. But Wipeout finds 1. He's on 1 HP, so peeking AWP's not the end of the world. As I say that, he nearly gets timing struck. Creation's going to take the battle here. I would think it was time to jam, man. Just for the fact that they don't have any money, really. So maybe a bit of a throwaway there from him. They did have 1 of those AWPs to carry through, and now they're proverbial barrel of the gun. They do have a 3-round loss bonus, which is going to help on the next round, but this one should literally just be a formality.
Yeah, you'd expect as much. A couple Desert Eagles and a CZ for Exdee in play. But up against the might of the AKs, you shouldn't expect them to be getting too much done this round. Creation starting things off nicely, though, with that opening shot onto Flexi, but he does get traded out. That's the problem with committing to the apartments or to balcony like that, is once you've gone as deep as he did, you can't just easily escape and duck out. You're literally going to die every time. So he's forced to try and take that extra fight to get himself out, and that's where he ends up being taken down. But a bit of a stack on this B bomb side for Exdee right now, as Energy are making their way towards this part of the map. Could work out for their Melkies with the CZ. Can't find the opening pick, and Mango takes down Rusty, who is boosted up as well. Completely aware of that possibility. Very nice to see Energy crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's as they enter the bomb site. Now it's just TJ and DJ Dave. Probably going to be looking to inflict some extra economic damage, but outside of that, they don't really have much on offer right now.
Beast gets himself 1. He picks up an AK. That's a bit messy, but Wipeout does put him away with the Glock.
Yeah. 5-1.
Yeah, a bit of a formality round in a way. They did have the stack on B. They did call the right side, so kudos to Exdee on that front. But yeah, it doesn't doesn't convert much. Some damage and stuff, but when you've got a bomb plant and then a full like team kill and stuff, you semi not worried. Mango's sitting on 10k, Wipeout sitting on 6, 5k on Destroyed as well. They got long money. They're fine. And now this is a situation where Exdee, if they lose this round, they're in for another save, and then only can buy again, and suddenly you're facing a 7-1.
Yeah, exactly. The game can slip away from you that quickly. Seems like they're able to find a couple quick kills here to get them the advantage in the round. And that's going to be certainly solidifying that advantage creation, continuing to be a presence with this AWP towards Banana. But Destroyed's going to look to contest him, and he actually does catch him off guard, and he's content with that. He finds that pick, and he immediately ducks out. Malky's opting not to peek out off the back of the information he had received. And in fact, he's going to be calling for some rotations as well. Rusty crossing towards that B bomb site, and unfortunately for Exdee, they've made the wrong read here, and Flexy's going to punish TJ, who was just peering for some information. Flexy holding that angle, patiently waiting, takes him down. And Energy Esports, you can't, they're not even aware of what they've got in front of them right now. They wouldn't believe it that the A bomb site is completely vacant, but it is indeed. And in fact, they could be leading to their own demise here because they're taking so long to get onto this bomb site. It's allowed enough time for the XD players to rotate in towards A. Rusty catches Flexy off guard, and that's going to be him taken down. Destroyed does know where the remaining two players are here, looking to isolate his fight. He's going to be able to take down Milky's, tries to get his spray transfer on point, but Rusty trades him out just in time. And XD, by the skin of their teeth, secure the round.
And heavy lifting coming in from Creation and Rusty on that round. Creation starting off with 2 AWP kills, really didn't hurt their chances, taking out one of the danger men in the form of Wipeout. So very good opening, or a very good second buy round at least from XD. Definitely improving their chances here, but Jet Beast, he's got the swag.
Oh man, this guy loves this gun so much, by the way. Like, this is a common occurrence. We can expect to see this a number of times throughout this half because he plays towards the apartments. Very viable gun in that part of the map, but the problem is when you have to make some sort of a retake happen, and that might be the case as Energy are charging on towards this B bomb site. Great spacing, and the trade comes through for Flexy. Creation again able to find one, but he gets traded out as well. And that's okay for Energy. They'll take that. A 3 versus 3, though, as I say that, TJ is able to catch Destroyed. Destroyed had no business in taking that fight, and Rusty, he catches off Flexy as well. Now it's just Mango left on 7 points of health to try and clutch this one out in the 1 versus 3. I have no idea how he's going to make this one happen. He does start things off nicely, though, by taking down TJ towards Coffins. And he seems to have an inclination, but that both of the remaining players coming from CT, he can't land the instant headshot onto Rusty. And because Mango's so low, he had no room for error. Rusty able to secure the kill. And XD string a couple rounds together here, restarting to make something of the CT side. But it is still early days.
But even the rounds they're winning by diffuse with low player count. So that economic standpoint is pretty rough. If they trip here at any point, Energy's going to be on them like white on rice. So it's still tenuous for them. They're definitely behind more than a 5-3 scoreline right now. So we'll have to see what they do, how they fare in this round. If they can get this one convincingly, like with 3 players or more surviving, then they can almost take a breather. But now they've got to keep the foot down hard on the gas. Just make sure that they're not giving Energy anything. But it was a really good set of play there from them, especially spamming through the smoke. It was something that you were mentioning in your other cast that people don't do. When you're known on the angle already, you might as well get the info or try and get the trade at least. But a huge bit of util damage coming out, but Creation gets the headshot, so that's going to be relatively nullified. It's 4v5, which is better for the CTs, but they can still win this. Can Energy. The only thing is they've left the bomb really far down mid. They've realized now.
Yeah, you can see. Oh, and they're taking a fight towards the top of the middle. A bit of re-aggression coming through from XD. I think the smoke had just dissipated, and TJ is able to find 2 kills, and he gets out alive. So no trade coming through there for Energy. Flexy's been found out in the apartments as well. He gets taken down as well, which means it's just Wipeout left in the clutch. 1 versus 3 left when he only has 1 point of health to his name. And TJ's going to take him down as well. Nice triple kill for him in the round. And that's starting to look a little bit better now for XD. The problem is that because Energy have got so much round loss bonus behind them, they've got enough money to consider going for the force buy here. I mean, I'm not sure it's entirely advised. We might see Mango go for like an AK, and they could sort of go for like a hero AK play and just save across the board. But he's going to opt to play the long game, keep a bit of extra cash in the bank, maybe drops an AWP for PND. Don't think he will. I don't think Energy really picked the AWP up that much on the T side of this map. Prefer to just have the 5 rifles, and it makes sense, right? When you're trying to go for a more puggy approach, you want to be a little bit more versatile, and you want to have that maneuverability on your side, and the AWP can, you know, become a bit of a liability in that sense. So let's see how that plays out.
But good news for Exdee is they do take 3 players through. Here comes a push through mid, though. They are going to get flashed in there, so they're going to get held up at that point. And the CTs are playing nicely back on the side. But Rusty eats a nade, and he's going to get taken down. Now, huge pressure coming onto the side. And DJ Dave, Mr. Beast, is caught without any head armor. And so is TJ.
Oh, no.
So they get the site, and they can plant the bomb here. And there's only 2 CTs left. They are in lane, but Wipeout has a gun, and he's going to be facing the wrong way, which is good for them. But they don't know where the last player is, and it's...
Oh, no.
They didn't plant the bomb.
Oh, it's completely fallen apart. Flexi only has a Glock. Oh, it's so unfortunate. What just happened for Energy? I thought that Flexi had spotted the player coming up through lane, and for some reason, he was still able to get that player on Mango on the bomb site. I guess the information hadn't been relayed. Maybe he didn't spot him, and it worked out perfectly for Exdee. The timing was on their side, and they managed to secure a round which was looking fairly dire at one stage. Those shots through the smoke for creation worked out perfectly as well to find the player on the bomb site. So Exdee showing a bit of fight here, even in rounds where they look like they have no business winning. That they show that they still have a chance of fighting their way back into it. Energy not looking to take their foot off the gas just yet though, Reese.
Look at this in mid. They're almost kissing in that smoke there. And
yeah,
that's going to go over the top, which is high risk, high reward for sure, but it is going to work out, and he's going to get the first kill. And there's a man under Ducky who does get a trade, but Mango's quick to trade it back, and Creation now in a situation on Banana, and he's going to get taken down as well. So now it's a 4v2, and the T's have guns and armor this time, so they're going to be a lot harder to deal with. And we've got Malky's in position over here. He goes for a flash play, which doesn't yield him any kills, just kind of gives his position away to the T's, and they're going to realize that there is only one towards B, which they're going to take down now. Now Bomb can quite comfortably rotate in there. They've realized that the last man is on A. They're going to go for a hunt, which I think is a good idea to take out his gun, but not without a trade. It was maybe a little bit foolhardy from Destroy to push there alone. It would have been nicer to have someone in position to trade on him, but it doesn't matter because he does get the kill at the end of the day. And that's going to be their first round in the last 5. So 4 in a row coming out from Exdee. So
yeah, the problem is that even though they were winning those rounds, they were losing a lot of players constantly. And you can see the effect of that coming through in this round. Even though they won 4 consecutive rounds, they don't have that much money to invest into a full buy here. But PND just swinging too wide on middle there, getting caught off by the AWP and not anticipating perhaps the AWP on the CT side. And that's going to be a very nice opening pick for Exdee, considering their lack of weaponry in this round. They have opted to go for the force buy. So they've got a couple upgraded pistols. They've got that Mag 7 once again, and they've got the AWP, but not much util, no kits, and barely any head armor on the players right now. Of course, against the AK, head armor is not the be-all and end-all, but it can make a difference in some occasions. That nade is literally going to dunk on DJ Dave, brings him down to 22 health. Melky's completely blinded up, so he's forced to make his way back through the CT smoke, and effective utility usage from Energy alone has forced the CTs back off of the bomb site. But there's a quick flank coming through from TJ right now, and he's been able to retrieve the AK on the fallen PND, destroyed. Might get caught off guard. I'm not sure if he had actually spotted TJ towards the top of Banana. Can certainly have spotted the arm now. Swings out. He's able to get the first, but not the second. That maintains that one-man advantage. Make that a two-man advantage now for Exdee Gaming as they start surging on towards the bomb site. Flexi and Mango tasked with trying to get this round across the line for Energy. Creation with a fantastic shot with the AWP, taking down the first player. He knows exactly where Flexi is as well, but Flexi's been able to take down DJ Dave. Now he's gone for the Glock, and he takes his Creation's head clean off. Fantastic shot there from Flexi. I didn't see how much health Creation actually had there. Did he have full HP, but he didn't have head armor?
Yeah.
Was he on 24 health? Okay, so I mean, that makes sense as to why the Glock was so potent. close range, and it gets the job done in one bullet. What a clutch from Flexi, and it's so great to see him performing at this level once again, Reese. South African Counter-Strike is just better off with Flexi competing at the top level.
But just to reiterate there, that head armor came into play, not having it. If he had head armor there, he would have tanked the Glock round, and he would have been able to reply on the AWP and probably won the round. So it did actually end up hurting them right there. And Energy just going to carry on putting on the pressure here. They are looking at A quite aggressively, but there's absolutely nobody on B. And when they figure this out, I think it's going to be quite a free round. A nice stack for Exdee, though. It does net them some damage. They do get up. They do get missed down, but now it's an open B side.
Yeah, I'm really liking this discipline from Energy, Reese. You notice the way that even though they get information towards top middle, they don't just charge onto the B bomb side as a result. And even though we've been seeing a puggy approach out of them so far, and like a puggy playstyle where they've been looking to take fights, it hasn't spilled over into affecting their discipline when it's really important, like in these anti-eco rounds, when you really can't afford to get overly aggressive and take unnecessary fights. That's when you sort of give the pistols a chance to win the round, right? So it's great to see that discipline is still coming to fruition for them when it matters the most, even though they have that puggy playstyle. I'm really liking seeing this out of Energy.
Yeah, and then even that, that moment there where PND, I was like, don't take it alone, man. Don't take that angle alone. And he waited for Destroy to come up. So he's got someone in support there so that he can trade the frags. And that's exactly what happened. So it went from CTs maybe saving an AK to getting absolutely nothing, which is obviously the best for them. Looks like we are going to have a pause here. There seems to be some sort of tech pause. Okay, no.
All right. No, calls, been amended. We are still live. And everybody is continuing. So it's going to be an eco round here for Exdee. Should be 9-5 for Energy. Considering the way that this half has transpired, they're going to be pretty happy with things right now. I mean, there was a moment where Exdee had leveled things back out 5-5. But even though the scores were level, Reese, it didn't really feel like, the true battle test was level on the server. Like it still felt like Energy were in control, even though Exdee were winning a couple of rounds. It just felt like it was a matter of time before Energy started converting those close rounds into round wins.
So it looks like I'm having a technical difficulty. It looks like my CS is crashed.
What's going on? Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I'm still connected, so I'll be able to give the people what they were hoping for. A bit of insight into the game, some memes in between, and then a giveaway or two. And that's what it's about, right?
Hopefully, I'll be back before then.
Yeah, so heading into the final round of the first half here on Inferno, it is indeed Energy's map pick. We're going to be heading over to Mirage next, which of course is then Exdee's map pick. And a Mirage is a map we haven't seen that much of Energy out in the past few months. But considering their playstyle, they've got this puggy approach, they've got some heavy hitters. I think that Mirage is going to be one of the strengths of this Energy team in the months to come. And look at how aggressive they're being right now, just charging onto this B bomb site. That molly from Melkis is late. Two of the players have already crossed and gotten into the bomb site. Melkis has been isolated, he gets smoked off as well. Creation gets taken down by Mango, and the seamless aggression has worked out perfectly for Energy. Melky's able to get a shot through the smoke, but he doesn't expect Mango to be so wide on the angle when he peeks out. And this is where the double AWP can become a bit of a liability, Reese. Trying to retake in these sorts of situations, they're definitely going to be going for it because it's the last round of the half. And there we go, Rusty trading for the M4. Just gives them a bit more diversity and versatility in this retake. However, time is ticking. There's only one kit and flashbang on TJ. That flash has been expended and destroyed. He's robbed them of their hopes and dreams. His brother Mango chimes with a kill of his own. And Energy secure the 10-5 halftime scoreline. A dominant half from them.
Yeah, the brothers too, doing the big smash. 18 for 7, 16 for 7. Really dropping the people's elbow onto the enemy's head. Good KPs, 2.5, 2.28. Good headshot percentage on Mango. He's definitely, as we assume, the star player, and he's showing us why he is.
Yes.
15 and 16 effective flashes for each of them as well. These guys just seem to be really in tune with each other. It's almost like they you know, have had some life experiences together. But getting into the next pistol round, we do see a massive push up second mid. I'm really pro this strat as well. I love a second mid to mid onto A. Gives you quite a lot of options, and it's a better range for the Glocks, all things considered. But there is a wraparound coming in from behind from Energy, and TJ could be the snake in the grass to foil their plans. They run right past him, not realizing that he's actually there in second mid. But he's not going to
Yeah.
be the one that gets it. It's going to be Mulkeys, and it resets back to a 4v4.
But look at this. There's 4 players on the A bomb site right now for Energy. There's not one player on the B bomb site, but Exdee don't have anybody fishing for information. Finally, they start to just explore towards the top of Banana. Creation, charging his way forward, is going to be realizing that this B bomb site is entirely vacant. What a ballsy pistol strat coming out of Energy right now. They're going to be in a position to make this retake happen for sure. There's no kit on any of the players, but with this 2-man advantage, you expect them to be able to get this round across the line, and Wipeout all but solidifies it with that shot. Just Creation left in the 1 versus 4, which he's turned into a 1v3, but he's not going to be alive for much longer either, as he gets taken down by P&D. Energy complete the retake, and that's pretty much set them on course now to close this map out fairly swiftly, Reese. 11-5, they've got a full buy coming into this round, and they've just looked very confident, and they've got quite a lot of momentum behind them right now, so Energy should be securing this map fairly easily from this point now that they've won that pistol round.
Yeah, that's a 6 in a row. So, like you said, momentum, speed, violence, and momentum all happening for them. Pulling pages out of the Dr. Disrespect handbook. Pull them into an 11-5 situation. MP9, but otherwise rifles and an ump, which is actually 2 M4s. But they get taken out immediately. TJ just rips his head off with the dig. Says, I don't care if you've got an M4, I've got a dig, mate. It's a one-shot headshot, and you're going to get some 50 cal dental today. And P&D replies back to TJ to put him back in his place, saying, my 5.56 is just as vicious, sir. They're going to pause on the ramp, which I think is a good position for them to just take it a little bit easy, look for some info. Mid's actually quite open. They could get some positions in front of Boiler there for free, and they're going to get a second one, our Energy, and now they're going to start retreating back out of Banana. No, they're actually going to reaggress. I like this kind of seesaw that they're doing, and now look at it, how it's working. They're coming in from behind in the pincer maneuver. Destroyed is going to be the first part of that pincer coming up behind, and he's going to get one, and Mango's there in the pit.
Shot.
He's going to get one. A good shot from Rusty G, but
yeah,
going to be enough. They do a lot of damage, though. Only 2 guns coming through the round, so less than ideal, especially when there is going to be now AKs on the side of Exdee. So actually a little bit of a win for them, all things considered. From that perspective, perspective.
I mean, I agree with you. Finding 3 kills in an eco round, that's definitely going to be boding well in the long term. But the way you capitalize on that economic damage is by winning the round afterwards, because Energy don't have any money to buy in the next round, and this is a full gun round for Exdee. It'll be a fantastic way for them to kick this T side off. They desperately need to win this round, the round in which they have the full AKs, but Flexi catches Multis off guard. Rusty, though, able to trade it out as he sprays P&D through the smoke. Unfortunately for P&D, he didn't even get to see his transgressor. Destroyed, though, he's also getting aggressive, and this is exactly what I was talking about at the top of the show. Destroyed loves to get aggressive. He loves to have that puggy playstyle. He's not afraid of getting in your face, re-peeking and peeking again, whether he has support or not. He's not afraid of anything. Is Destroyed. And we see that type of playstyle just being so successful in Banana in particular, because it's those players who have the confidence behind them who win the duels more often than not in Banana. You know, just swinging wide, not afraid to take the fight, backing their ability and their aim, and just being confident. I mean, it's one of those parts on the map that you have to be confident in when you're playing Banana. Can't be afraid to take fights, because you just give control. You give control up pretty much for free at that point, and Banana's such an important part of the map on Inferno. You just can't be affording to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of pre-fire alley in a lot of ways, if we're honest. But the good part of his aggression is they get the bomb, and now they can just stall, and they can just keep throwing smoke after smoke, util piece after util piece, and there's very little that TJ and Beast can do actually from this end of the world. They push through, they die. They don't push, they lose the round. It's a bit of a zero-sum game on their side. And now there's going to be even tactical aggression, perhaps. No, Destroy's not going to go on the flash. He's going to go through a little bit later, which is probably a good idea. But the T's are going to be able to jam their weapons at this point in time. Does he hit the guy on CT? He does hit the guy on
Oh
T
my
spray.
god. Bro, that is so disheartening. I actually can't believe it. TJ, oh, that's a facepalm moment, right? He's just sitting there. You know when you got your hands in your head and you don't really know what to do with your life in that moment. That's what it feels like when you get killed after the timer as a T player. He gets dropped to Desert Eagle at the bare minimum, and it's going to be a force buy from Exdee Gaming. But he could have had the AK and armor if he was just able to stay alive for half a second longer, destroyed, not allowing such a luxury here on Inferno, Reese.
No, not at all. And then they take this aggressive banana control again. So they can literally one-man it until the info is needed. Flex is in a good position to be able to get some damage. So we've got a really nice setup into this. Now the pressure's going to come in mid, destroyed. Is he going to get it? Yes, he gets the first one. He gets the second without too much fuss. Does lose a little bit of HP, but on the other side of the map, now the B has been lost. Even though they had that aggressive control, the bomb's in a bit of an awkward spot here in second mid, and Destroy's going to walk straight into Beast's crosshair, which is really helpful because now it's a 2-on-2. And this is really not ideal from Energy. They, on the back of a force, in a 2-on-2 position, one man on each site, is their problem because now they spread so thin.
Yeah.
And they're going to opt to go for A, which is probably the best thing that could happen for Energy because of Mango's positioning. So they are going to get a plant here, but now it's a 2-on-1, and Mango just needs to wait for his teammates to rotate in. It's going to be a wipeout. He's going to put in a lot of distraction, and it's going to work out really, really nicely. Mango peeks as Mr. Beast there goes and turns around, gets his head taken off. It looked a little bit sketchy there for a moment. Then Energy bring back that discipline, rein themselves in, and turn it around. And now it's a 14-5, and they've won, what's that, 9 in a row?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been utter dominance from Energy once they found their mojo here on Inferno. And it's pretty much just been the same theme on the T and the CT side, even though they've changed halves. And normally, you know, traditionally, you're going to be a lot more passive on the CT side. They haven't been afraid to take their fights either on the CT side. They've been keen to get aggressive. They've been keen to take the fights, in particular towards Banana. And they're not going to be slowing down either. Until Exdee can consistently shut them down, Energy will not be changing their approach. They're continuing to win the fight out here in Banana. And why would they change it? Exdee going to be forced to consider other options right now. They've got 4 AKs and an AWP. They've got some util to work with as well. But it's reached that do or die stage right now on Inferno. If they're going to be standing a chance here on the map, they need to start stringing some rounds together. But it just feels like Energy have got full control of the game right now.
9 in a row is no mean feat, even through bars and fresh tactics. On two different
look at this aggression. The pop flash straight through, but destroyed. He walks into Rusty's crosshair, who was able to completely avoid the flashbang. And finally, that aggression gets shut down from Energy. But the trades, they try and come through for Exdee as they charge through the mid-smoke, and they nearly actually offer themselves up on a silver platter to Mango and Wipeout. Thankfully for Exdee, they've got enough numbers to secure a successful trading situation. Flexi now going to try and push his way through the smoke, but DJ Dave on the opposite side was ready and waiting for him. So Exdee winning that all-important round. Yeah, do you think he's dead yet, Reese? Do you think there's enough bullets in the corpse? I'm not
Dude,
sure.
you could recycle him at a metal plant and get like $20 after the amount of metal.
Oh, there's enough lead in there to make a couple extra bucks off. That's a good one. Oh man, so Energy, they're going to be in some unfamiliar territory now, Reese. They're going to be ecoing, and this is interesting. I mean, they won 4 consecutive rounds, but they don't have enough money to get a second buy here after losing the previous round. D&D with the nice first shot, but he's been traded out. Oh, nice shots from Rusty. He's looking like he's starting to turn on now here on Inferno, landing some nice headshots.
For sure, but when it's a 14-6, it's just a case of too little too late. Energy's just going to bide their time, get good damage in this round probably. Nice nade there. Does a hey you catch, which helps. But
yeah,
it's now a 2-on-3, and this is still an eco from Energy. And now there's a gap in the smoke. Mango could get good damage here. Then he hits the one.
No ways. Oh my god. And he does some more damage to Malkis as well. Wipeout coming up from Banana. He might be able to catch TJ off guard. Yeah, he does get the timing. He's got armor as well to work with. Oh, he doesn't. Wipeout doesn't have armor. It's Mango with the armor, but it doesn't really seem like it's making much of a difference. Mango's been able to find a frag of his own. It's now just DJ Dave left in the corner. AWP in hand. Bullets being rattled off left, right, and center. And one finally connects to the dome. Sacrilege as Exdee let energy off the hook. That was their round for the taking, and they just can't get it done. Reese, that was so desperate for Exdee, and they needed that so badly.
My jaw is literally being picked up off the floor right now because, well, yeah, that went from being like pretty bad to really bad fast. 3v2 lost. Guns lost when they're going to be able to buy the next round anyway. So now we do see the orb coming out on P&D. We've got an org over on Flexi. Like, they're just styling as far as gear goes, and it's a little bit slim on the sides of XD, and they were barely winning against the eco.
Yeah.
They got to fight this bar, like, very EA-ish. And there's the first coming out. Nice trade creation. Mango managed to KZ his way out of there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He did his KZ warm-up before this game. He times his repeat to perfection. That was such a nice trade-out between both Mango and Flexi there. You see the way that Flexi takes the contact towards Archers after Mango is backed off. So the XD players, they then switch their crosshairs. They switch towards Archers. They want to take that fight with Flexi who's aggressing. But the mistake that XD make is both of their players, they get tunnel vision and they both want to fight with Flexi. And that's what allows Mango to swing out. He times his peak to perfection, and it's fantastic. Great work there by Energy. 16-5 or 16-6. I didn't even see the final scoreline. 16-6 indeed for Energy. They were cool, calm, and collected, and seemed like they were in control for the entirety of that map. Guys, it's giveaway time. Before you go anywhere, I just want to get this information to your ears. We have got a giveaway coming up now. We're going to be allowing you to enter the giveaway now just before we go into a short intermission. And then once we return before the second map starts, we'll be announcing the winner. Reese, why don't you tell the people what we're going to be giving away?
So for this one, we are going to be doing a 250 Rand Steam gift voucher just in time for Steam summer sale. So you guys can get yourself a full AAA title, probably with that, with the vicious discounts that Gaben tends to throw at our faces.
Yeah.
The magic word for this is EGL One. One word.
Wow. Who would have guessed?
Out the ONE as well, not the actual number, EGL ONE, just like that. Yeah. Put that in the chat, please, guys. Only do it once, because otherwise you will remove yourself from the actual draw. And then if you are subscribed to the channel, your likelihood of winning is double.
There we go, guys. You heard the man. If you subscribe to the channel, you get a second invite courtesy of us. We'd really appreciate it, supporting the channel, the growth, the development as well. Evesports, one of the new kids on the block, one of the new tournament organizers on the block, looking to set industry standards. We've got a fantastic event being run at the moment. We just came off the back of Inferno, where Energy had a seamless win. There was 16-6. They get across the line on their map. The new Energy looking very hot. You can see the players are firing on all cylinders. Reese, are you expecting anything different going into the second map before we jump in a short break?
Not really. It's a Mango and Destroy show, and if they don't pitch up, then perhaps things will change. But it was brutal. It was a brutal first map, to be honest.
Right, well, there we go, guys. We're going to be taking a short break now. Once we return, we will have Mirage on the cards. It's Exdee's map pick, so hopefully they're going to be a bit more competitive going into that one. Remember, you can enter our giveaway for the 250 Rand Steam voucher by typing EGL1 in chat. Spell out the number ONE. That's how you spell it, in case you were wondering. We'll be seeing you guys after a short break, and we'll return with Mirage. Hello everybody and welcome to Evesports EGL One 2020 main event. We are in the middle of a scintillating series between Exdee Gaming and Energy Esports. We just came off the back of Energy winning map number 1, which was Inferno 16-6, and we're going to be heading into Mirage now, which is Exdee's map pick as well. But I believe we have something that the people want, Reese. We have some information the people have been longing for.
Well, I'm pretty sure they wanted Matt, but
yeah.
I'm also pretty sure you could probably hold them in suspense as long as you want.
Oh really? Are you giving me that power? I'm not sure if I want to be that guy. I don't know if I want to be that guy, Reese.
It was your virtue. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'll just wait until I get a go-ahead from production as to when we can do that giveaway. But in the time being, we can just talk a little bit more about this game coming into this match between Energy and Exdee. We just came off the back of Energy convincingly securing map number 1. Reese, what are your thoughts going into map number 2? I asked you briefly just before we went into the break. Do you think Exdee has any chance at getting back into this game?
I think, you know, what matters a lot in CS and in pretty much any esport is your ability to enter flow state. So when you do things instinctively, your reaction time is better than when you have to first think about it and then action it, right? And what I could see there was the sort of enjoyment from the brothers Mango and Destroyed being on the same team. It looks like they're having fun. It looks like they're having a good time. And that's a huge problem for Exdee because both of them are sick on aim. Both of them know the game really well. Like, I think it's a rough part too, to be honest.
That's exactly it, right? Because I thought that maybe coming into Mirage, we could see a chance where Exdee could make some sort of an upset happen because we haven't really seen that much from Energy on this map in the past couple months. But we just saw the type of playstyle that Energy employed, as you were alluding to, like Destroys and Mango, just like looking to take fights as much as they possibly can, and pretty much like 9 times out of 10 coming out on top of those fights as well. So, I mean, it's going to be very tough coming into Mirage, but I've got word. We're ready to roll the giveaway. Let's get it done. Krim, we give you the go-ahead. Give us the name.
And we roll the dice down the dark alley of life.
All right, just waiting on words to see exactly. There we go. Luca Jansa van Rensburg, congratulations. You have won yourself the 250 Rand Steam voucher that you can use to buy anything you like. There's going to be a summer sale coming up, and I'm sure there are going to be plenty games that appeal to you. So congratulations, my good man. You are the one who is walking away with that voucher. And if you didn't win, I apologize, but there's going to be a lot more chance to come in the next couple of evenings, the next couple of weeks. We got a lot more giving away, but we still have another giveaway we're going to be doing later this evening as well. We have got an EveTech Neo backpack that we're going to be giving away after the second map. So make sure, or at least maybe during the second map. So make sure you stick around for a chance to win that backpack as well.
Alrighty, so there was an off round. And
there we go.
It looks like it was won by Exdee, who are going to opt to go onto the CT side, which I think is preferential here on my rage, to defend rather than chase for them, considering the last game and how it all went. I think it is the better decision for them. They ended that half 9-6 and then pretty much just got smashed after the fact. So at least this way they can get some guaranteed or somewhat guaranteed rounds on the board. I think I want to just see Rusty activate a little bit more. Creation was there, he was doing his thing. TJ as well in certain areas and stuff wasn't doing badly either, but here comes the push. It's a contact play onto B. They're not going to see TJ. He's actually in the get right position, and he does get one, and Rusty actually starts to activate it and he gets one, but it is going to slow down now, and it's basically a 3-on-3. Malky sees a one touch and he'll be out of this one. He can still get some damage in probably, but Rusty G then gets himself a second and he starts to really activate here. Mango picks up one on Cat. There are going to be a couple guys just holding W out from the kitchen area. He's in a good position.
Oh my god.
Will he be able to get Rusty? It's now 1-on-1. Rusty goes right hand side. He jumps up into the air, which is a
my god.
swings it and takes his teeth out. Mango with the 4K to keep that pistol round on Energy's side. He's just feeling it,
Bro.
man. He's just feeling
I
it.
mean, that's just so unfortunate for Exdee. They get themselves in a position to win this pistol round, get themselves off to a good start on Mirage, considering they're coming off the back of that harsh defeat on Inferno. They get themselves where they've nearly made that retake happen, and then Mango's like, yeah, no, I've got other plans in mind. You know, I'm just going to be landing one tap after one tap. Fantastic work by him to secure the clutch for his team. It was cool, calm, and collected, which is exactly what you need to be with the USP. It betrays you when you start to get too aggressive and rattle off too many shots and start to look messy. You need to be like a surgeon with the USP. Anyway, into the round we go. Exdee have got a bit of a stack going on the A bomb site right now, and it seems like that's where Energy are going to be ending up in this round. They are taking their time, but 3 players making their way up ramp. There's 2 players under Ducky here. A bit of a bait and switch coming through. That Molly's going to be forcing Creation out. DJ Dave finds one before he goes down. Creation's going to hope that he can do the same, or perhaps go one further. He's been able to find the kill, and there's no trade on the table for Energy. So far, so good for this force buy for Exdee Gaming.
And TJ was going to get caught out by Flexi, but he fell off the box. What inconvenient timing for him. And now it's just Mango once again in the 3-on-1, and his opponents do have proper weapons. And Creation is just doing huge work here with this tech. Oh, sorry, 5-7 actually. Another 20-round gunner. Well, actually, tech is now 18, and then Malky's just hits him square between the eyes with the dig. Much nicer round there from Exdee. Good setup as well, good patience, and kind of maybe some disjointed comms actually on Energy side. Creation got himself a kill sitting on top of that palace area, and just was left there. Nobody sort of reacted to his position, so maybe a bit of a miscomm there. It does mean that it is going to be a 1-1 and a much better position for Exdee than we saw them in the last game. 2 AKs, a Pro 90 and a FAMAS, and P&D takes out Rusty G from range with a really good shot, and Beast does get a reply, but and then there's another trade mid, so now it's a 3v3, and this is actually not great for the CTs. They do get spread quite thin by this, and now there's Creation's going to push in here, but that almost went badly for him. But now he's got an automatic in close range versus these 2 guys. Mango is going to get spotted out by the length of his barrel, and now there's just Flexi and Connector, who does manage to get a headshot and put himself in a 2v1 situation.
Oh man, don't you hate when that happens, Reese, when you get spotted out because of the length of your barrel?
The length of your barrel, bud.
Yeah, it's the worst.
This Beast gets a kill, but 3 kills in eco is nice for Energy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, fairly decent all things considered, but it's Exdee Gaming who are stringing a couple together here and dealing with the pressure that comes through. I mean, that was looking like Energy were putting them in some awkward positions, but Creation with the multi-kill is the one who gets his team across the line. So Exdee showing they have fight in them here on Mirage. Although it's early days, it's already looking better than it did on Inferno. And,
2 players in position to shut this down.
Oh, wow. Destroy can win this.
I don't think so.
Now he's dead.
But okay. Another one though, and that's just bonus. Like, now he's realized that B could potentially be open,
but unfortunately he misses the jump. If only he could hit that catwalk jump, he would have been able to get towards that B bomb site a bit quicker anyway. He's got so much time left on the clock here. He has plenty options available to him right now.
But both of the CTs are actually in really good positions for site holds, and Beast is going to pick him off here, and that is going to be an AWP that they will save. He has to drop the M4, which is not ideal, but TJ scrapes an AK off someone else's dead body, which is good. I think that AK has literally been there since round 2, so it's about 4 rounds of play and just been carried around that CT team. Currently being passed around like a bit of a peace pipe. But they're not out for peace here, they're out for war.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case as we head into the first gun round, Reese. AKs across the board for Energy, and look at Exdee getting aggressive towards the top of middle, trading 1 for 1. Energy, they want to try and force the issue. They want to try and find Rusty while he's still in no man's land. Rusty had no options available to him there because Connector was mollied out, so he had to try and stay alive for as long as he could, but Energy eventually do take him down. And now that means that aggression towards top middle was unsuccessful for Exdee. As they're a man down, there's still so much time left on the clock. How do they reposition themselves? How do they posture themselves on the defense now, going down a player?
Yeah, you've only got Malkies on B. He's pushed out Cad as well. If he gets taken out here, that's B, wide open. And they do have an open creation, and he's been really impactful with it. Even in the last map, he was about the best impact player that they had really on XD side. It's a good start for them to go 3-1. Malkies is going to be in position here for P&D's push, and they're going to start rotating over to B early. Just based off that util, no bomb, and they're already going in. This might be a bit foolhardy, and maybe Beast, realizing that, decides to stay there, but P&D gets the warp down in creation, and now there's 2 CTs towards the B side, so Energy probably realizing that there's got to be at least one there. Malki's coming in on the cat position. Beast's going to put himself in a horrible one there while Wipeout is waiting, who's now in a bad position himself, caught out with the util. Malkis gets the trade, which is good for them. Bomb is down, and he is in a 2v1, but it's not unwinnable.
Yeah, he's getting very aggressive as well, trying to put the gas on this one. Wants to try and find this first kill as quickly as he can so he can focus on the last player, but Flexi catches him in transition. Really nice timing on the peak there from him. Not taking the fight immediately as the CT was getting aggressive. Melkis, he didn't immediately fight with him. He knows that Melkis is going to be pre-firing, or at least like pre-checking the triple box. And then as soon as he doesn't see anybody there, that's when Melky starts to extend himself on the stairs and consider other angles like ramp and palace. So that's when Flexi swings out and goes for the peak. It's a small attention to detail, but it's really nice from Flexi.
Yeah, and I really like that sell that P&D did on the B side. He made 2 players rotate in on him, which opened up that A side for his team really nicely. And check this push through Con. Wipeout's right up in there. He's going into jungle already. Is Rusty away? It looks like he might be, but not enough. And Wipeout picks up 2, and Mango gets one of his own. There's only 2 CTs left. One of them is on B. P&D's going in a bad position, but he's got 4. So Destroyed's going to be able to take him down. And now it's just creation, and there's a man behind him in the form of Wipeout who's going to take a missed shot, but it's not going to matter, because he's going to swing, and Wipeout's going to be there crouching with the AK, which is just going to be a 3-shot without that armor. Very glass cannon-y from creation. Well, not with real choice, right? They were forced into...
Yeah.
They're going to have to double save here. They're just going to accumulate some loss bonus, but this is more or less how the last map started, and after a little while, Energy just sort of became an unstoppable force, so... I just hope that they
that's a
back in it, as it were.
That's a good point, Reese. They were sort of, jousting back and forth, sort of trading rounds, but then once Energy found their mojo, they were just able to dominate from there. And we might see something similar here on Mirage, or are Exdee going to be able to interrupt this momentum and construct a bit of a platform for themselves to build a half here on the CT side? We'll have to wait and find out. As you did say, it's just another eco around here. Rusty's got an AK. I'd love to see him dropping this off across to either TJ or Melkis, because both of those players have armor and would probably be better off in a player's hands who has armor right now. However, neither of them are in close proximity, so he doesn't really want to be leaving his post just to drop off a weapon and destroy it. He's trying to work his way in towards the speed bomb side, but it's a ruse, as his teammates on the opposite side of the map right now taking control of A. They've been able to find DJ Dave, who is the only CT player on that side of the map. And even though Energy are a man down, they should be able to get across the line in this round relatively scot-free. As I say that, though, TJ takes Flexi's head clean off and makes things slightly more interesting. Yeah, Wipeout with a massive job to do, but the flashbang is perfect. In fact, the second one not as good, as it blinds up Wipeout as well. But he knows where TJ is. Creation, though, coming from Palace, is able to find that first pick. Wipeout's so incredibly low here. He's going to get found out by Creation, who just got super aggressive. And Exdee somehow able to win the round. Reese, I was sort of just saying it seems like a mere formality at one point, but Exdee showing that they had other ideas.
Yeah, and that all started sort of right at at the beginning of the round, because P&D went and gave away his AK, which then turned into a couple of kills. Once again, the CT's circulating AKs like peace pipes, and they've got themselves two AKs, two M4s, and all. That's really hard to push into with the one-shot headshot potential. The head armor on the T's is somewhat superfluous in this round, to be honest. And I just don't. If they can keep doing that sort of stuff, Exdee, then they're in this with a better chance than they were last map.
Yeah, absolutely. They start things well off in this round as well, but unfortunately for Creation, he's been isolated by that smoke, which means even though he finds a pick, he can't get out alive. Wipeout not going to get flashed through the smoke, but he ends up on top of Rusty, who hasn't been blinded up at all, so he's able to take him down. Again, it's Exdee just finding these frags before Energy can get the execute going, which is sort of hampering and hindering Energy's ability to get into the bomb site. Melky's on a bit of an off angle, catches off Flexi. That's the bomb that's been dropped as well. So now Exdee have some concrete information to play off of. P&D and Mango, the two players left, and P&D been able to engineer a way to find a pick onto TJ, just finding a bit of an angle through that molly. So that's a bit of a let-off there. Melky needs to be careful that he doesn't fall prone to the same fate. P&D looking to edge his way forward here, also just trying to buy a bit of time for Mango, who's making his way forward through Catwalk as well. The head of Melky's has been spotted out, and off the back of that, P&D is going to be making his way forward. He didn't spot the gun barrel of the player towards Broken Wall, and it seems like he's not considering him at all, and he will get taken down. Now it's left on Mango in the clutch. We saw him do a fantastic job clutching it out on this bomb site, and the pistol round. Fake Thorn comes through. Oh, he's holding the angle on DJ Dave, but unfortunately for him, he pulls away just as DJ Dave comes through the door frame, and that means he's going to get taken down. My word, that's unfortunate for Mango. Made the perfect play, but unfortunately just didn't hold the angle for long enough.
XT seems to be feeling it now, but as well, they have much better structure. They're not giving up like really heavy info spots, but here comes a huge push out of ramp. The guys on Energy are just going to hold W, pulling out 2015 carbon strats over here, and they go over the top, and Mango's going to be able to get the first kill. It does get traded out immediately by Beast, but he's got an AWP, and now he can push through. So he gets another one into but the bomb's been dropped in a really horrible position, and Beast to be able to trade onto it. This has gone from being okay to pretty bad, but now Flexi gets another trade. And this is a lot of damage coming through from them. Flexi actually in a bit of a winnable position, maybe. A big nade could be problematic for him as he gets put onto 11 HP. Is a good slowing down there of the situation from XD. Does secure them around, but really good damage coming out from Energy.
Yeah.
The economic standpoint, though, on XD is not that bad, all things considered. Even with that happening, they've still got some money on one of their players. Do they have a full buy, actually? No. Yes? No? Yes. Okay. They do. And after the dust settles, they've still got 3k and a 1.5k, so they are a little bit better off from that perspective. There's full loss bonus next round for Energy, and they're just going to push down middle. They just W everywhere they go. And it works out initially, but it's not turning out into rounds. XD is shutting down their aggression quite nicely, and Creation now in a position where he gets a trade, which is good considering the position he was in. But here comes the problem child in the form of P&D, who gets another one, and there's just going to be Rusty G, who's not ready for it, and P&D puts one in the back of his cranium, and oblongata remover.
That's just like P&D taking the responsibility on his own shoulders, saying, okay, guys, you know what? You can just take the back seat for this round. I'm just going to hold W down middle and just destroy them as I go. Don't really need any support, or I'm not going to do anything too special. And he single-handedly wins the round for his team with that quad kill. So that's going to be getting Energy back to winning ways after a bit of a run for XD. They picked up 3 consecutive rounds. It's going to be an eco round. I say an eco. In fact, 2 players have saved. 3 players have forced up. Rusty being one of those players who's forced. And courtesy of his trouble, he's been able to pick up an AK, upgrading after taking down P&D, who was the man who did all the damage in the previous round, but destroyed with only a Tech 9 in his hands. He picks up a double kill. He has an AWP on his back, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, why would he utilize that when he has a Tech 9 in the pocket? Now he flexes with the AWP as well.
Man, that pop flash and peak was pretty nutty. Now there's only 2 guys left on CT. There's Rusty G and Malky. Rusty G being one of the players you want in this sort of position. Marcus does get taken down with some info gathered, and Rusty G is just going to play it slow, look for some damage, and pull a jam.
Yeah, he is going to be looking to take this AK into the next round, which is obviously the correct decision, because his team might be looking to buy up in the next round if he can save this AK, doing a bit of extra damage there as he finds a second kill with that AK, third kill in the round. But just to continue my point, I mean, it's a bit of an uneven economic spread on the side of Exdee right now, looking a bit like Venezuela.
I don't know if it's that bad, man. They've got more than $50 in the bank.
Yeah, you would hope so, right?
Okay,
oh, God.
Rap, that's a tragedy what's happened there, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, it absolutely is. Anyway, we want to try and keep this on a little bit of a happier note, so we get back into the game here. To save for Exdee, pistols across the board. Rusty, the only man with some sort of weaponry to note. It's that AK. We saw him get a couple of kills, a couple of exit frags in the previous round. Beast has been able to find one as well, as does Rusty with the AK. But unfortunately for Exdee, it doesn't feel like even trades is enough for them to get across the round in this get across the line in this round and destroy it. Times his peak to perfection. He catches Mulkeys in transition. He's been an omnipotent force throughout this entire game so far. He pretty much just constantly catching people off guard. His timings have been really good as well. He's just had a pretty good read on this game in general. And you can see off the back of the information he relays to his team, the B-bomb side is completely vacant and Energy reacts accordingly.
Yeah, the push into apps there by the CT team by Exdee was pretty good. It does net them that AWP, which they almost put to good use in the first time that they're sort of opening with it. But now the hunt is on from Energy, and they're not going to let them keep that. And this could actually be maybe a bit of a misplay from them, because they're not exactly uber rich. But I suppose it is an AWP, right? It's 4,700 USD worth of value, and the guy carrying it is on 11 HP, so they're going to run in here and go for the push.
Oh, wow, Flexi just playing with his food there. And then he puts Beast down with the AK. And that means the AWP gets saved by Energy. And there's no AWP saved for Exdee. They can still afford the AWP going into this round if they so choose. But they're going to be without a lot more util than what they would have had otherwise. You can see TJ is mauling it over right now. And late to make a decision, but it's just going to be the M4 and util for him. So no AWP for Exdee. We've seen the AWP has been one of their most important pieces of the puzzle throughout the evening. Destroyed, looking to get super aggressive in the A-bomb side. Seems like that's going to be the theme in this round, but Panda, he gets blocked off by the smoke. So that pretty much brings an end to his aggression. And it's Exdee who draw first blood and are able to maintain that man advantage.
RCG moves into mid and gets himself a frag there, which is really nice. But then Mango trades one back right after the fact, and Flexi gets caught out, but he's too quick for Beast to get his head clean off. So now there's just 3v3, and this could go really south for both teams suddenly. But then they're going to kiss it straight.
Oh, man.
Gets the kill.
I mean, that's really unfortunate, right? Because so often you just see players, like, they get confused when they can't go forward. But this time around, Mango just immediately recognizes, okay, I'm not running into a wall. There's no obstructions in front of me right now. If I'm not going forward, it's because I'm running into a player. So he just rattles off a shot through the smoke. He looks at the kill feed. He's like, okay, cool. That's fine. That just happened.
I'm up.
Oh, man.
He leaves like Sunny in the middle of an interview.
That's how it's done, man. Mike, oh, no. What just happened? There's an imposter on the server. Somebody call an emergency meeting. What? He nades his teammates trying to get out of spawn. Oh, God.
That's the best nade we've seen both maps, just so we're clear.
Can we get that one on the highlight reel? Can we get a replay of that, please? Oh, God, that's too funny. Wipeout looking to try and finish off the damage done by that grenade. Ooh, nice quick shot there from Mulkeys with the Desert Eagles. So making this round interesting, as Exdee have consistently done in their eco rounds, I'll just say. They seem like they have a knack for just consistently finding frags in these eco rounds.
Yeah, good damage considering half of their team was on half HP before they left the spawn.
Yeah, good point.
I I just have flashbacks of Source days. I personally had this horrible tendency to nade teammates. So I was like, that's me. That's me right there.
Oh
That's
no.
he's doing a Wookiee 2014 right there. And it hurts his team really, really badly. Unfortunately for them, they do get some damage, which is helpful, but I don't think it's going to be phasing energy right now. Two of the players surviving have more than 8K going into this next round.
Yeah.
There's a man dying over there, but $10,000, $12,000. Like these
Yeah,
dudes can, this is last round. They can buy whatever
exactly.
they need. They can buy beers after the fact. They're in it.
Yeah, they got some pocket change there to say the least. So I mean, all things considered, you know, the fact that Energy they haven't played Mirage at all. I see Pocket there saying that she's only seen them played once this a whole year. Sort of just alludes to the fact that, you know, we shouldn't be expecting all too much out of Energy in terms of you know, structure on the map. But when you just have these individuals on the server, you know, it doesn't really matter what map they're on. These guys are able to click heads. And that's exactly what's going down here on Mirage right now. They're just pugging their way through the map successfully, gotten themselves ahead in the half. CT side, they might find themselves in a bit more of a difficult position because you can't just rely on that straight up, you know, run out of ramp and take the heads clean off. Like we just saw P&D do right now coming out of Palace. Great shot from him. And it seems like the round has been solidified for Energy as they take firm control to say bomb site. But it's just been easy pickings for them in the past couple of rounds. I mean, this is about to be their 6th consecutive round win now on the T side. They solidify it. And Reese, something you mentioned a bit early on, a couple some similarities between Inferno and Mirage.
It's literally almost round by round identical, Hayes. That's half the joke. Is it's literally there's 1 round difference. There's 1 round different placement in that whole half. So yeah, flashbacks of Nom here.
Yeah.
In
All
an
right.
extreme degree.
Yeah, I mean, we might have another 16-6 on the cards here if Energy secure this pistol. Before we get into the action of this pistol round, Reese, I think we should kick the second giveaway off here. We have that EveTech Neo backpack we're going to be giving away. Do you want to give them the go-ahead and the keyword, please?
EGL One, same as before. Don't double entry once again, and do subscribe to the channel for that double up. But as we're saying that, they are just going to run out of Palace.
Oh, nice, TJ.
And TJ's going to get himself 2. He does have the bomb, so he's going to actually try to aggress. Flexi gets a double kill. And now it's a 2v3 with no bomb planted. There's a gap in the smoke. So good damage comes through. Creation is quite low. Mango's got himself in a good position here to contest, and he's going to pick up the first one in the form of Rusty G. So now it's just a bruised up Creation and Mulkey's left in a 2-on-2. You've got to favor the aim of Mango here, considering this is such an aim heavy round, and good bit of util from P&D. Wise to smoke that up because now they're going to have to push through, but Creation hits him on the way through. And now it's P&D in a 1-on-1 with Mulkey's. Mulkey's can just play time here. He doesn't know that he's got a kit, and P&D is going to take his hair clean off, so it doesn't even matter. And that's going to be the 10-6.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate for Exdee. A pistol round in which they had so much potential was a 5 versus 3 at one stage. They charged down Flexi towards CT. And it seemed like it was just a matter of time before they were going to take him down. But somehow he was able to pick up those 2 instantaneous headshots. And that was what gave Energy some sort of a hope in this round. So great job by him. And P&D cleaning up as well. Pistol round goes the way of Energy. They go up 10-6. It's going to be an eco from Exdee. But this is looking very similar to what we saw in the previous map.
Like I said, it's at this point, it's almost round by round identical. There comes a good push through on Cat from Flexi to get 1. They do this CT tactical aggression extremely well, do Energy. And I really like this playstyle. It's honestly almost a preferred, yeah. But Beast comes in from the side, he fluffs the shot.
Oh,
and
wow.
Flexi's going to turn and just decimate them. That's not how you want things to go when you're in that position. He's going to be kicking himself a little bit after that one. That's very unfortunate. But two players on Exdee just not really finding their feet here right now. Only on 6 for 13 and 6 for 15 are TJ and Mulkeys. And Wipeout can clean up this round. He's actually been a little bit of a slow starter on both maps. He's usually, like we noted before, quite an aim powerhouse. And at the moment, actually, you mentioned this before the broadcast, that Flexi is a bit of a Mirage specialist, and it's starting to show you.
Yeah. Just want to be reminding everybody we have a giveaway running at the moment for an EveTech Neo backpack. You type EGL One in chat, only enter once, otherwise your entry will be discredited. And yeah, you stand a chance to win. If you do subscribe to the channel as well, you gain a second entry. So be sure to do that, just increase your chances. Back into the round we go. It's going to be PND with the AWP to open things up for his team. Not before Flexi has been taken down. You were mentioning how Flexi's been having a great game so far. That certainly is true. He's 18 and 10. And yeah, I sort of do see him as a Mirage specialist. He's just one of those players who's very good on this map. It plays into his strengths. So not surprised to see him at the top of the scoreboard right now. Big round for Exdee. They've got AKs across the board, but only one smoke left at their disposal, Reese. Barely any utility to aid their cause right now to try and get onto the say bomb site.
PND's chilling with an AWP, and that's not what you want. Is one smoke versus an AWP is... Well, it just doesn't give me good vibes in my chest. So we'll have to see if they can turn it into something. And this creep up onto A is pretty good. They do get spotted out by Wipeout. He gets a huge amount of info. And there comes PND running in with the AWP. He gets shut down by Malkies. He's going to chime in for 2 at this point in time. And Wipeout's going to go for the spray. It gets him down to 8 HP, but that's not a complete kill. And now Destroy's putting himself in a good position. He over peaks and gets hit from behind. Creation is going to go into the site here, but does he know Mango is this close? He's only got 26 HP.
No, that's so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate for Creation. He goes for the aerial route. He wants the elevation on his side to try catch Mango off guard, but Mango getting aggressive as well. He knew he had the MP9. He knew that Creation was fairly low as well, so it works out perfectly for him. Oh, man. That's, yeah, you hate to see it. Especially when Exdee so desperately needed that round. Just unfortunately, nothing really going their way right now. 12-6. Going to be another eco round here for Exdee.
PND and Wipeout are going to go straight into mid and just clean this up. They've isolated the bomb at the top of mid, and there's the objective. So they just need to sort of do a bit of a hold here. They know that Rusty G is pushing up. Destroy does manage to wreck the other man on the other side of the map. So 13-6, it's literally mirrored. It's almost exactly the same, except Destroyed and Flexi have switched positions pretty much.
Yeah.
Any real change here.
Yeah, that's a good observation. I mean, if we see Energy winning this gun round, we're probably going to be seeing a mirrored scoreline of 16-6, even going as far as to replicate that as well. Unless Exdee can unsettle Energy here, win this gun round, win the round thereafter, reset Energy's economy, maybe start reaching that double digits area and making a game of it. I mean, there's still hope for them left here, but that hope is very much predicated on this round right here, right now. They have to get across the line, otherwise those hopes will be dashed. And it seems like they're going to be trying to get the job done with the basic A execute. 3 standard smokes, CT stairs, and jungle does come through. Destroyed, looking to get himself above that smoke. He has got the AUG as well. But for the most part, Energy have relinquished full control of the say bomb site, and they're going to be looking to make the retake happen, or are they? Destroy dropping an aggressive smoke of his own. He gets 1 kill onto Melkis. He hadn't finished off TJ before he transferred. He could have had the double kill, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't work out. The frags do work out for Exdee so far, though, as they trade favorably onto the bomb site. Plant comes through as well, and DJ Dave somehow, or rather Beast, just able to keep himself alive. And right now, Energy's hopes and dreams live and die with Mango. He is the linchpin in the round right now as he makes his way up a ramp. Full contact being taken by his teammate Flexi. Now he's activated. Now Flexi has to chime in with the kill of his own. He's able to get 1, and he gets information as to Rusty's position. There's no util here for Rusty. He doesn't have the time to play with. He's looking for an angle, desperately hoping and praying. Mango just sticking the defuse. He doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have a kit. The 10-second defuse is impossible. I thought Mango had a kit. I thought he had secured that defuse for all money, but unfortunately for him, he didn't have the extra accessory. And that means that Rusty will be able to win the clutch by the skin of his teeth and keep Exdee alive.
No kid, no glory, Matt. It's tail of the tape, and there was a kid knocked 3 meters in front of him. So, very unlucky from that perspective. But a good play by Rusty just to patiently wait there in the connector. Almost wanted him to do a little bit more trigger discipline before he took that first kill, because he did give up his position in doing so. But it's not the end of the world, and he does still manage to secure the round. Now the CTs are doing a bit of an A stack, looking around for some info and perhaps some damage. And Exdee are giving them nothing. Giving him anything to play off, and Creation gets himself in a good spot here, and he's going to be able to take down Flexi, the danger man right now. And look at this, Destroyed and Beast in a similar position. Panda does pick up one, which is going to start to help them out, and Mango could get another one here towards middle, perhaps, with the help of Wipeout. They do spot out TJ, who's just below the eye line there. XD is going to be able to push on here.
Yeah.
And it gets in some good damage.
Oh,
he gets another one of 20 HP.
Geez. Okay. Normality is being restored here. Mango might be able to catch TJ in transition. Yes. Very easy shot from him. And this eco round is going phenomenally for energy right now. Mango holding the angle patiently, hoping and praying that Mulkis will be crossing his path. He knows where Mulkis is now as well, towards CT. Hasn't been able to pick up any upgraded weapons, unfortunately. As I say that, though, he does find the AK on the ground. Looking for the angle. Yeah, he's going to be spotting Mulkis down as he drops. No catcher for Mango once again, so he has to look to force the issue. And you can see Mulkis doesn't want to give him anything right now, just continuing to back off, and Mango recognizing there's no more chance that he wins this round. Well played there by Mulkis, not taking any unnecessary contact, realizing that he just had to stay alive there, so he backs off. No bomb had been tapped, no defuse had been tapped, so he knew that Mango was looking to get aggressive. 13-8, Exdee keeping themselves alive, but the problem is they sustained so much economic damage in that previous round. Energy just had a mere eco, so they've got no money in the bank if they lose this. And Energy have got the double AWP. They've got everything they need. So this is looking precarious, to say the least, right now for Exdee Gaming.
Yep, exactly that, dude, man. The lack of cash is going to creep up on them if they're not careful. They are going to go for a really aggressive B maneuver over here, which is going to work out for them in the form of a kill. But there's two in reply coming through from P&D and Destroyed, and another one from Wipeout. It's just falling apart really quickly, and this is not what you want on the after of a tough economic situation, is to really be in this position. Even if they do pull off a miracle 2v4 here, which I just maybe don't see them doing if Energy keep their discipline, they get one into Flexi on Cat, which is helpful for sure, but it's still a 2v3, and there's AWPs, AKs, and M4s alive. Some little bit of util, spread a little bit thin. Rusty G does get another one, which helps put it into a 2v2, more like a 1.1 versus 2, because he's only got 11 HP left. And there's a man really pressed up on the Cat position. He's going to hear that reload in lowers and realize that they're going to perhaps be looking for a B push. Get some util out of them, does Rusty G, with that noise that he made. And now they're going to regroup and re-aggress down mid, which is sort of the default playing position for T's on this map. They need to... Well, most of the time you extend your play from mid. So they're going to take it nice and slow in here. And I really like this position Mango's in. He's going to be able to catch them as they go for the bomb plant. And it's really difficult to clear there. So many angles here on B as you push in. And as soon as this starts being planted, Mango's probably going to push up. And Beast is going to get him, even though he's sitting there holding the angle.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a big kill, because now that's what allows Exdee to take full control of this B bomb site. You were just mentioning the whole time, it seemed like Mango had that under control. Now it's on his brother Destroyed to try and get this round done for Energy, but very tough retake. Oh my god, okay. Rusty was so low, he just needed to land a lone USP shot, but Beast in close proximity is able to just swing out and trade him regardless. Exdee, Reese, showing that they still have life left in them yet. They string 3 consecutive rounds together, and they keep themselves above the water right now. Still a job to be done. Yes, it's early days, but they've proven to themselves that they have what it takes to get rounds on this T side, even when Energy have the full buys at their disposal, even when they end up in these, these disadvantageous situations. So maybe they're going to have a little bit more belief now.
Comes a push through mid, and a 6 shot comes out from Mr. Flexi. He rips him into 3 new universes simultaneously. That was one of the nastiest running guns I've seen all year, if I'm honest. It was just, ow. But look where the bomb is in spawn, and there's a man on it, and it's Destroyed. He's going to put a spanner in the works, and that's a really nice kill for them as well. Puts him back into a 4v3. Energy just doing so much damage on these decos.
Yeah, 100%, Reese. Not only have they done surmountable damage right now, they've also gotten themselves into a position where they can potentially win this round. They've got a man advantage. Unfortunately for them, the frags that they found, they haven't been able to recover any of the weapons that have fallen. And that's a very big kill that comes through from TJ, as it is from Mulkeys as well, as he takes down Flexi, because now it's gotten Exdee into a position where they have full control of the bomb site. So I don't think PND is going to be able to get much done here, especially considering he had been spotted out. All right, Reese, now that things have settled down, I think it's time we announce the winner of the giveaway. I think we should be rolling it as well. So let's go ahead and get that done and dusted. Get the winner announced. I'm sure the people have been waiting patiently enough. And there we go. Valkyrie CR is the winner of our giveaway. Congratulations, Valkyrie. You have secured yourself an EveTech Neo backpack. Make sure you get in touch with Nobody, our admin. He will be available on Twitter, and you can just send him all your details. But congratulations, man.
Yeah, before that, I was going to say, may the Nightbot be forever in your favor. Valkyrie, at least in this instance. And much slower setup here from Exdee. Looking for that default A execute once again. The smokes are going out and the flashes are going to follow shortly as they do the double pump into the site. Who's going to be the first one to take contact to wipe out on a nice angle? He's going to hit TJ square in the beak. That's going to be the first kill for the CTs. The bomb does go down, so a much better defensible position. Beast in Palace with the AWP. Oh. Energy just grouping up, getting ready to take it on. Rusty G takes a huge amount of damage. But Mulkeys is the one that takes out Destroyed. PND does get a shot in with the AWP. Now it's a 4-on-3, and here comes the shove back into the side. There's one man towards ramp, but he's very, very tagged. There is someone in ramp, and they know it already. That's why the smoke's been set up like that. I hate that position. I hate Palace on this defense because it's one piece of util. If they have a smoke or a molly, you're useless in that position.
That's exactly it, Reese. Like, sometimes it can be an amazing post-plant position, like if you don't get checked, or if you... It mostly works when you have a teammate to play off of who's towards ramp. Like, he can take the contact, he can take the attention, and that's when you can swing out. But I couldn't agree with you more. When you're the man who needs to deny the defuse, when you're coming out of Palace, it's like such a one-dimensional place to try and get the job done from. And look at this. Even though Exdee had won 4 consecutive rounds, they don't have enough money to muster up a full buy going into the 25th round. Oh, excuse me. They've got a Scout and a Galil to complement their AKs. And those 3 AKs have now turned to 2 AKs as Flexi takes down TJ. So that's a nice start to the round here for Energy. I mean, again, something similar to what we saw in Inferno. Even though Energy have been losing rounds, it feels like it's a matter of time before they start, converting those close rounds into round wins. We're going to be seeing how Exdee get the job done now as they make their way on towards this B-bomb site. But Energy have responded accordingly. They've got 4 players around this B-bomb site right now. Panda's already picked up a frag with the AWP, but Mulkeys and his teammate Rusty, who's no longer are the only 2 players left, tasked with trying to get the job done. And they're not going to be achieving all that much. I mean, Energy not even waiting to make the retake happen. They just want to shut them down as quickly as they can.
That's 2 rounds in a row with 4 and 3 deaths. So, look, really good 4 in a row to get that from Exdee, considering how the last map went and everything. Once it became Energy CT side, they literally just shut it down. So, much better result from them. I think they can hold their heads high on that one. But only getting 1 player through a round, just no bank left to play with. But as I say that, Beast does get 1 in mid, and then there's going to be a second one from Mulkeys. They just push up through connector and get huge damage. TJ is going to get taken down but destroyed, but it's a 3v3, and Creation gets another one on A. Now they've got the bomb side. There is a man towards CT spawn. I don't think they've spotted Mango just yet. The flash comes out, but it's not going to do anything to him. They're all going to get the bomb down, which is going to be helpful, but they have to win this round. Or they're just going to be playing out of it right now. They are playing for their upper bracket over here, and Mango gets in some damage. I don't know how Mulkeys gets through on the scale, the skin of his teeth there on 8 HP.
Yeah.
But now the utils coming in, and they're pretty much smoked off the angle. They push through the smoke. Now it's a 1v1. Mulkeys versus Mango. The men of M. It's Super M time.
Oh,
and it's Mulkeys.
Wow, like that is such an awkward position to be in when you have the AWP in the 1v1. You don't know exactly how close the CT player is. You don't know whether he's slowly pushing forward to you or whether he's going to tap the bomb. And he couldn't scope in because he didn't know where he'd have to be aiming. So he has to be quick on the trigger. As soon as Mango comes around the corner, he has to land that instantaneous shot. And Malkis is up to the task. Great job by him to keep his team in the hunt here on Mirage. 15-11. Exdee 4 rounds away from taking this to overtime. But Energy Esports, they've shown how prolific they can be in these eco rounds time and time again, Reese.
You do have a scout and a bunch of digs, which is helpful. But look at this move from Creation. He just jumps straight over the top, throws the respect rulebook out the window. Now it's just Mango left in a 1-on-3. He's arguably the player you want in this situation. Malkis gets a TK. That's unfortunate. He then stabs his teammates after the fact. A little bit of in-game banter there. We won't repeat it.
Thankfully, that stays between us, Reese.
Yeah. Oh, there, man.
Yeah. We get the little inside. It's always good to hear. Exdee Gaming breathing life back into this game. 15-12. Now Energy, they do have a full buy at their disposal, Reese. They've got M4s across the board. They got the open P&D as well. And Exdee, if they can win this round, 15-13, it's going to be an eco in the next. 15-14 means they pretty much have to win just 2 more gun rounds to take this to overtime. We're seeing exactly why Exdee chose to pick Mirage coming into the series.
Yeah, the T-Sal's been pretty good, and I'm a massive fan of change of pace like that. With Creation just running through suddenly, it's like, he's not going to push that smoke. Next thing, there's a wild man with a Mac 10 up in your beak, and you just don't have an auto, and that's when things go pear-shaped.
Absolutely.
The push coming through here on Cat from the T's. It does mean they're going to be running straight into the man of the hour. It's Flexi who gets himself a 2K, and that's not how you want things to go when you're on match point or against match point. TJ's just going to pause in the smoke, but the man Flexi is not going to be fooled, and he's going to take him down as well. And now it's just poor Creation in a 1-on-5. I think that's all she wrote, Matt.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's any chance he can get this done. He's been spotted out and he gets taken down by Mango. Energy Esports eventually securing Mirage in their favor. They win the map 16-12, and with that they win the match 2-0, and they march on in the upper bracket of the Esports EGL One 2020 main event. And as a result of that, they drop Exdee Gaming down into the lower bracket, where they're going to have to fight their way to continue competing in this event.
Yeah, 100%. And I think map 1 was a bit rough. They definitely showed a bit more teeth and a bit more grit in map 2, going to 12 rounds after literally an identical start to things. Even up till, I think it was 12-5, it was literally a mirror match of what had happened before. So to finish 16-12, really good effort from them. I have to also give the Exdee guys a big shout out, because they have dissolved this roster, as it were, and they were actually just sort of doing us a favor by playing out their games. So a big shout out to them, guys. If we can get some love in the chat for Exdee, it's more than deserved. And a really good showing from the opening of Energy for a team that really doesn't have any strat potential, anything behind them. Like, the aim was strong, and the combination of having Destroyed and Mango is just, it looks pretty vicious, man.
I mean, Reese, that was the one thing we guaranteed coming into this match, right? Was like, okay, Energy are gonna have firepower. Like that's one thing that we gave. Like, there's 2 things that are guaranteed. Or what's it, like 3 things: death, taxes, and Energy having firepower. So we did get to see that on display this evening on both Inferno and Mirage. I mean, casting our minds back to Inferno, it was like 5-5 at one stage, was looking fairly closely contested, but then Energy were able to find their footing and they just propelled from there. They won the map 16-6. It was just looking really good, and they were just fragging out, pretty much flexing all over Exdee. We then came into Mirage and it was looking like it was going to be more of the same. I think it was like 13-6 at one stage in favor of Energy, but then Exdee showed that they still had life left in them, and they still had fight left in them, and they were able to grind their way through that T side, pushing the game all the way up to like 15-12. So unfortunately, they weren't able to get the job done, but still a valiant effort nonetheless.
Definitely, man. And like it's cool to see that as well, that they sort of adjusted and didn't give up, and that competitive spirit will carry them into whichever team they decide to go to in the future for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. So, guys, that's all we've got in the way of CS for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure having you. We're going to be back again on Tuesday next week, 7:30, same place on this channel. Make sure you follow all the Eve Tech socials, or rather the Evesports socials, so that you can make sure you catch all of our action. Reese, any final words from you?
No, just quite a nice first look at energy, I
Yeah,
think, and just one. I've just got to say it again one more time. Just a big thanks to Exdee. Thank you guys for
yeah.
staying in here and being competitive and bringing competitive spirit. That's what this is all about at the end of the day. So thank you very much for staying involved, and thank you to our lovely audience, and thank you, Mr. Matt, for
There we go.
carrying this cast today for us.
Oh, please, Reese, you got to give yourself a bit more credit than that, my man. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been splendid having you all this evening. As he said, my name is Hayes. You can follow me at Hayes Castings if you so please. And you can follow my esteemed co-caster at Wookie Triple XL as well. That's all we have for you guys this evening. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all again on Tuesday. Good night.